Okay, we're going to get into some 4v4. Destroy structures, tech levels 8. Players are there. Good players in here. So we'll see what happens. Early crate there for Teal's got a nuke. That'll come in handy. So we see team 1, we've got Ogun and Teal. We've got BNC 3063 as opposed to CNB 3053. They're getting a bit crowded here, so we'll see how this plays out. Orange is back in action 21. This is going to potentially be an issue. And green, we have Shivers 1906. Team 2, got Eric in purple. Blue, getting organised, is Parker. Pink is Ripper. And red is BC Brandon. Must have grabbed a crate with his MCV to get that. So we see the AI para dropping in, dogs on their way, heading both directions. Looks like heading towards Eric on the right and orange down here. These grenadiers, not the most effective, but did manage to get there in the end. Looks like Eric has handled those. Eric straight in here, making that red. Although his building's so close, yeah, it doesn't make a heap of sense in my opinion, but each to their own. Green, he's got a few infantry out in a flame to deal with the dogs. That's done now. And is harvesting here, getting a few infantry out, engineers. Okay, this is, no, that's not an additional MCV. That's yellow has reacted to this situation and has just moved down to create a bit more room. Not quite enough room here for orange. But maybe they can leapfrog each other a little bit. And if teal goes up, then maybe orange can get in here as well. Teal now, 2 refineries, got the kennels up. So he's effectively got 4 buildings producing these rockets in large numbers, which is now spreading out. Scouting with this infantry.
Unit ready.
Awaiting orders.
Training.
Yellow and teal seem to be actively just spreading infantry out, riflemen up the top. Don't know if that's a scouting exercise or whether that's
Unit ready. Training.
a play to resist an engineer rush or something perhaps. Although here they'll either fly over or they'll be in an APC, so I'm not sure what that is really intended to achieve, but we'll see. Purple now has captured all 3. 3 refineries up now, extra harvesters racing away as we hear someone just got a bad crate. Blue rolling out the extra MCVs, but just a little bit out of control here, but he's getting on top of it. He's just brought this one down to now start harvesting for this refinery. So he's on top of it. A few rockets. He's gone 1 war factory and then straight into a radar, so could be early air here. Found a IC in a crate, which is put that on his power plant and his harvester. Eric, lots of kennels now. partly for the building limit and partly for the base building radius. And yeah, we see blue has an airfield. A lot of players do just get one early just so that they can spy plane, but it'll be interesting, yeah, to see if he pushes on with that build. Pink, just the one refinery with 2 harvesters, 3 war factories now. Not a lot of infantry. Yeah, and he's strapped for cash. His second refinery's just dropped, but he needs to get on that situation before he goes on with his war factories. Red, compact build. Economy's humming along. Lots of rockets. Third war factory's up. Cash is all squared away. We see blue and purple just sending a couple of vehicles down here just to uh, just to scout and also just to keep an eye on things in case Green wants to try and bring any transports over. Green getting on top of his rockets now, spreading them out. He's a bit light on, but that's what happens in a 4v4 sometimes. I'm going to guess that Teal has the lion's share here because he was quite early with that infantry build. Okay, and now Orange, yeah, so they've piggybacked each other, which is good. Giving each other enough space to get around, and we see actually Orange now has 2 MCVs, which is quite an advantage. Must have found that in a crate. So yeah, see how he uses that. Straight into MiGs, five war factories, and then into MiGs. The airfields build very quickly if you have 2 war factories. So it's a smart idea. So we see Teal, yep, 3 refineries, 6 harvesters, into some airfields, getting helicopters to begin with. But he's got enough here. These all count for each other's building speed. And we see now, yeah, choppers flying in from the sides. They've dealt with the AA in all 4 corners. Blue has pushed into this MiG build. Smart idea. Especially in a 4v4, it really makes sense for someone just to push really hard on air if you can. Three groups of tanks, 3 players doing a tank build, even 2.5 or 2 can really contain this and just allow Blue the freedom to get these up early and also try and use the spy plane while it's effective to get over here and do some damage to Team 1. Yeah, Orange now going on with MiG build, same with Green. So Green's sort of neither here nor there. He's sort of got 3 war factories and a couple of airfields. A lot of MCVs and crates today. The AI have managed to find one. I don't believe there's a way to capture that unless the AI decides to deploy, which I don't think they do on this map. Bit of a skirmish here against the AI. Orange, quite a few vehicles on red here, red health. Just absorbing the pressure with tanks, letting the V2s do the work. Mammoth's about to die. Mechanic as well. Moving his V2s forward. Getting lots of shots in. These AI are mostly dying without firing back. So we see Green now, heavy on the V2s. Orange is okay for cash. Only the 2 refineries, but doesn't look like he's building heaps of tanks. They're still coming out here for Teal, so yeah, it looks like Teal's done the 4 war factory build into the airfields. Red, pure tank build, 2 refineries so far. He's got them dotted around himself as a bit of a defensive line. So we see orange MiGs coming in, and they do get that. They do get that refinery and manage to get a few out again. So that's just going to slow red down a bit here. So we can see the cash has dropped completely. Not sure if tanks are still building. Pink crawling to the front with war factories and power. A couple of helipads, a couple of refineries. Yeah, so Pink's in that in between. Not sure what build they're going for here. Blue now up to 13 or so MiGs. 2 refineries. Cash is keeping up. Another war factory now, spawning closer here.
Unit ready. Building. Acknowledged.
So I didn't see this earlier, but it looks like Team 2 managed to scout a lot.
Construction complete.
Haven't seen the spy plane used yet, although,
Unit ready.
yeah, this was spied.
Silos needed. At once. Building.
Just going to turn that off because it's quite loud. Yeah, I was just saying that circle shape of shroud suggests that was spied. Eric's moved in here now. He's captured these strategic buildings. Probably needs to follow up and get some more air defense up there. Because if Team 1 sees it, yep, they're pinging it now. Ogun knows what's up. A few V2s here. But that should be enough to target. And we see Ogun now, got his MiGs up.
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Although Ogun was chasing this tank that Eric has brought across on the scout.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Orange now reacting, trying to guide his MiGs away from the AA a bit, bringing them around the back here. So good teamwork. V2s here from Teal have largely taken them out. Could have just waited a moment there, but the 2 buildings gone now. Eric getting another engineer. Gonna go for this nuke, but just needs to make sure he's got air defense with him to deal with that. Otherwise, he's just going to lose it. Green, no moves yet towards the island. As we see now, gonna guess that means the tank limit has been filled. So green in moderate numbers, yellow not so much, although he does have some here. So yellow has not done much of... He's got 4 war factories, but he hasn't moved into air by now. Should have had a time to get extra war factories, as we can see from red. So yeah, yellow's only got a dozen or so tanks at the front line. Orange, okay numbers. Teal, good, okay numbers. Orange quite heavy on the V2s. Teal, bit more of a 50-50 mix. He is just getting sniped here by this destroyer. Wait and see how long that takes for him to realise, but these tanks here are all vulnerable. There he goes, moved now. Economy under control. Some AA cannons finding their way out. Orange, few flame towers. He knows what Eric's going to attempt. So Eric has now captured that nuke. few silos up there, another AA. So he's not just relying on that single building, and that just buys him a bit of time to get some rockets over or get the AA squared away for the island. So we see a nuke has just dropped over here. Hasn't done heaps of damage to these buildings, but I suspect, yeah, I mean, they can see that and they would have been targeting. Let's just go back a few seconds and I'll show you. So we can see here there's 3 engineers, and if you've got a free nuke, came in a crate, may as well do something with it. Large clusters of infantry, if you can see them anywhere, are nice targets. I know I saw Matthias online did a nice video on using nukes and the damage radius, and I made a comment about, yeah, when you on this map sometimes we get games where there's multiple nukes, and if you do a coordinated nuke attack with like 2 or 3 nukes at the same time, God, you can take so much out. Even with these buffed, you won't get an MCV, but you'll get a few refineries and heaps of power or war factories if you do it that way, which is always great just before you push in the middle, if you can. So yeah, we see yellow and orange have found a way to share this space, and both harvesting away. Green now, a few more refineries down here. Really not a lot of air defense. He's relying heavily on these AA cannons, but if he, yeah, as we've seen in other games, if any of these tanks get too close, they are going to target, and he could well end up losing that. Yeah, I promised we'd watch, and I turned away. Typical. We're going to just stay right here. So we'll see, it's like 3 engineers that he's really achieved there, so not sure if that's the best use, but it's not nothing. If there's an air attack planned or an engineer rush, getting rid of some of those engineers that are close is amazingly effective. Just scroll up so that we can see the missile as it falls from there. Here it comes. So yeah, he's lost those 3 engineers. This rocket was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time and also got included. Looks like he's just gone low power too. So yeah, Green here was saying, relying on this, so you can find yourself halfway through the game losing all of the AA you were relying on if you're not careful here. Green on the island now with a couple of tanks, getting organised with bringing the building health down. Although he is getting sniped by V2s from Eric here. This team can't see it yet. Although Blues just noticed this crate next to Eric.
Needed. Unit speed upgraded.
Reporting. Affirmative.
They'd do well to get a scout on that if they can, but if they're on the air limit, the spy planes won't be working. Engineer into the chrono. Yellow's down here now. We've just seen another nuke. And yeah, exactly what I was just talking about. He's gone for whatever engineers he can find and followed it up with an air attack, although the engineer got in halfway. So I don't think this is going to succeed. And some poor timing here from the various teams. If it wasn't for that engineer, probably would have been enough. I dare say, well, look, let's just do it. So quite a few rockets and engineers here as well. So he did manage to take out them, but yeah, these engineers down here were untouched and available to repair. Here's the nuke. So he's just out of range. Here come the choppers. Well-timed AA, although he's low on power, so it's not firing. The engineer gets there just as it gets to yellow, and they managed to get it down to yellow again. So there was enough firepower there to take it out if it weren't for that engineer. So I don't know if that's freed up
Silos needed.
the air limit. We'll see if these guys... So purple
Silos needed.
Purple knows that green's here because he's been firing at the tanks.
Silos needed.
He's pinging it, trying to get blue's attention.
Building. Silos needed.
Although now he's pinging back here, telling blue to use his engineer on red's MCV.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Acknowledged.
Unit ready.
We missed those MiGs, but it looks like they've gone for that nuke here.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Yeah.
Flagplane
Affirmative.
Eric's red's out on the action, asking blue's engineer to repair his
construction complete.
MCV, although it doesn't look like Team 1 has enough to push on. Though we've noticed now red has gotten over here. We've just seen another nuke go off. I haven't seen on the mini-map where it landed. As soon as I see the flash, I always look over here if I can, if I've got power, and just try and find where the buildings disappeared, and then go check out what happened just to make sure, just for situational awareness. Red getting a really good scout now on through teal and orange.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
So we see the MiGs are back. They've now finished the nuke, although he's losing a few numbers. Green's got some AA up now, so he's got 3 buildings here to maintain this radius. Green air's now on the way. Just flying in lazily. They're not grouped. They're not dodging. Just going for this war factory, but not a good use of the air there. He's going to lose a lot of that, and all he's done is take out a war factory. And that's just allowing blue here to rebuild all these MiGs. Pink with a handful of choppers there that might be useful. Choppers coming in still for pink and some for purple now. Eric's got some transports as well because he's Eric. Few airfields. Fineries are happy. Some rockets spread around. Blue got a line of rockets up on the front there. Needs to be careful. V2s can reach surprisingly far, so he's just kept them back. Tank numbers haven't changed. They've been on the tank limit for a little while now, so reasonably even, I'd say. Red, moving some vehicles around. Just see what he gets out of this crate. I assume he's coming down here just to counter any naval scouting. Although he hasn't seen this crate yet, so he's not reacting to it. Blue MiGs. Let's try to group them together a little bit. They're coming together, but then breaking apart again. What's he after? IC's gone. That's good. They're expensive and time consuming to build. So if you can see it, you take it out. Same with the nuke. So good use there from Blues. Used his MiGs sensibly there and really taken out a couple of strategic targets that were scouted earlier, as we can see here. Team 1's pinging each other.
Silos needed.
Not sure. Maybe Orange was going to have an attack because he's bored, but he's got no chance of winning here. Although, sorry, that was Pink's ping, so he's just warning his teammates that Orange is coming. V2 sniping here. Getting a few free kills. See if he pulls back or if he goes on with it. Blue didn't have a lot to begin with. He's got even less now. Although now that they're moving, the V2s are less effective, but yeah, I mean, 4 versus whatever this is. Orange coming in now a bit more effectively in waves, taking out some air defense whilst he targets the other buildings. But really, Pink now has like a huge amount of SAM sites. I can't really see that being effective, especially when Pink has all of this capacity in reserve. Teal's moved up to help Orange now. Blue's reacting. A few more tanks up here. Everyone's moving in now. Purple's moving in to help cut this off. Blue MiGs. Red. Bringing all these troops up to the front line for the first time. Pink. He has vehicles here, but really needs to be just plugging the gaps. A couple of tanks ignoring Pink here could get through and start scouting. As we see Orange, see he's getting through, and he's not even trying. Orange is actually trying to get over here. You can tell by the way his turret's pointing. So that was just a pathfinding mistake, but just demonstrates he could just drive through if he was really trying. Team 2 now has absorbed that pressure, is on the counter-attack. Moving in to occupy the middle. Yellow was in 2 minds about joining in. Perhaps wisely with those tank numbers, has held back. Although Teal and Orange have committed a lot there, and they're not getting heaps back out of the build. As we see, Orange is switched to Mammoths now with his V2s. Yeah, so Green now losing these guys, doesn't have heaps left. I mean, you just have to look at those relative tank numbers now. This game's pretty well finished. Eric, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So good production speed. Blue has caught up now, so he was slow in the early game because he was focused on his MiGs, can't do everything. But now he's got his tanks up so that when these battles occur, he is just building, getting some of those tanks. We've just seen the chrono flash. Just gonna try and find where that ended up. Although this MCV is gone, I haven't noticed when that happened. Haven't seen the chrono, don't know who's done that and what they're doing with it. See if anyone's scouting.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Not really.
Unit lost. Building.
Might be interesting just to go back a few minutes, see if we can find what happened to this MCV. It's quite a few minutes ago, so I wasn't paying any attention. Okay, so we see here, at 10 minutes it wasn't there, at 9 minutes it was. So we're just going to keep an eye on this. So this was before that battle in the middle. There looks like this is back to the attack on Red MCV. Yeah, there we go. The nuke's gone off over there. Teal's choppers inbound. Teal MiGs and Orange MiGs over here trying to coordinate so that they can fly in together. Haven't quite achieved that. Keeping our focus up here though. See how many of Teal's choppers make it back from that airstrike. He is flying over SAM sites, and you can see them disappearing on the minimap. Was that a crate? Yeah, there's a crate here, and that's why that rocket blew up. Geez, the seek controls on this engine are pretty terrible, so I'm just going to let it play through. Critical of the MiG attack, but the choppers Teal has certainly done an excellent job grouping them together in a tight unit. All of these rockets just firing only at one of them instead of being able to take pot shots throughout. So we'll see this rocket is about to blow himself up here. There he goes. So we're still just keeping an eye on this, trying to find out what did happen to this MCV. I don't think Team 2 has enough air power to take care of this, especially with the rockets and AA cannons straddled around, but they are focused to the south and the east, less so to the north. So potentially there's a route around here to attack. And I think that was Red, yeah, Red scouting earlier. These guys are pinging each other. Okay, Red's come north.
Vehicle reporting. Acknowledged.
Silos needed.
Acknowledged.
So Red,
Affirmative. Acknowledged.
oh, he's almost scouted this MCV.
Affirmative. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
He's hitted some
Affirmative. Yes, sir.
air there. Okay, and in that moment, so let's just go back a second, see what's happened here. So Red's there, he's about to come north, he's scouted this flame tower. So he does know there is a building radius occurring up here. I think what's happened is Orange has tried to redeploy that MCV, but if you do that and you're on the tank limit, it can't turn into a vehicle, so it just disappears and you lose it. You just lose it. So unfortunate there for Orange and Team 1, but I suppose he's used that advantage. He's got quite an airfield now, as messy as that is. That's doing my head in, to be honest. Not like Blue. There's an airfield you can set your watch to. None of this Namath bullshit here. Green now, some choppers. So we've seen a lot of this. So I'm just going to skip back to where we were. Which from memory was at about 12 minutes 30. This is close enough. So we've seen that center attack fail. And I mean, realistically, Team 1 have thrown a heap of vehicles away and not been able to rebuild many. And Team 2 now, creeping forward. Well and truly, with their air coverage and their scouting and those tank numbers, they know they've got the advantage here. And Red and Pink are pushing, although they're crossing each other's paths. Red's trying to go north, Pink's trying to come south, and Blue's in the middle, so there's a lot of congestion here, which is just slowing down these battles. So Red and Pink only really getting, so Pink especially, is only sending them in one by one because of this. Red's managed to get a few more numbers together. Red needs to make sure he leaves enough room for Purple here, which looks like he's doing. Pink still has heaps in reserve. And Blue's, Blue is building, so But they're just rolling in now. I mean, Orange has pretty well lost all his tanks now. Teal's a soft target here. Team 1 are reacting and bringing some vehicles forward, but I just can't see this being enough. So we see now Pink and Blue bringing more forces in behind so that they can continue the attack. Red doing a good job here of bringing these guys up all the time. Same as Pink. Purple is. Blue's got a few coming out, but he has got some moving towards the front. So Team 2 doing a great job. I'll tell anyone who listens, you don't need to micro these so much. You can just quickly scan back on the mini map, select those and just dump them, send them here. Just get them moving, and then come back to this battle, inch them forward a bit, go back, get some more. Because you just really need all the reinforcements you can get your hands on to be able to continue to push on this map. This very well organised airfield still expanding, so he's up to 22 now. Just heard a building getting sold, but I don't think it's anyone giving up. Purple now focused mostly on Teal, although Purple has lost a lot there. He's bringing some reinforcements in. Blue also angling north. Red has just pushed straight into Orange, where Orange was. Yellow's come in to help, but that means Yellow's not here anymore. Green does not have enough to hold this. Blue has a detachment here. Pink is focused here. So yeah, good teamwork. They're giving each other room. They're spreading in all directions. Now would be an excellent time to bring these reinforcements forward, as we see Red doing. Pink is letting a few accumulate, and also still just has all of this. Blue and purple trickling forward. Everyone's okay for cash except for Orange. I think Orange was trying to build mammoths. Yeah, he is. So they're very expensive. And you can see he's struggling the most as a result of that. Might have been better to switch back to heavy tanks in this situation. But he's using his MiGs. Red's nearly lost all the momentum. V2 firing as soon as it spawns out of the war factory. Blue now following in with some MiGs, taking Orange out, limiting his ability to spawn right into this battle. Yellow bringing forward would do well just to prop here and help his teammate out, clean this up. Orange looks like he's about to lose a nuke again. That's gone. Red can just roll him back a little bit here. As we see the irony that his economy is now much more in balance with his production speed, given now he's lost a couple of war factories. Blue and purple, still pushing Teal in the north here. A lot of V2s though. A handful of tanks there from Eric and also Blue Parker. A lot of V2s here from Teal as well, so they might be able to punch through here. Pink down here is now into Green's base. War Factory is getting targeted. As we see on the mini-map, lots of reinforcements now streaming in. Eric's done a Shift A select all by the looks of things, which is not ideal. He's managed to catch that and try and fix it. Blue, couple of tanks that could move forward. As we've just seen a nuke go off here. Try and catch that in real time. Gone for that power plant by the looks of things. Pink is accumulating. Red's bringing them forward, but doing it in larger groups, so you can see these guys are almost dead and these guys aren't nowhere near the battle yet. So if you're doing it in smaller chunks and doing it all the time, you've just always got new vehicles turning up to help you out. Pink's committed the rest of this force now. So we wait for this nuke to drop. Looks like Red's also done a Shift A, select all. There's the nuke. Nicely done. In there, he's found 3 power plants that they can see.
Building.
And
Unable to comply. Building in progress.
given that Ogun's relying on AA cannons, that's potentially put him low power. This battle's still going on. Ogun now only on heavy tanks by the looks of it. He should do well. He'll chew through a lot of these V2s here. So we see Red pushing in decent numbers into yellow. Blue pushing orange back. Pink getting into green. Someone's just quit. Yellow's just quit. Lost all resistance to Red there. Red's just able to pivot. So now we've got, as we see, another nuke. There we go, 3 power plants all together. Another nuke. On the MCVs, taking out a bunch of rockets. I think there were some engineers there. There is still 1 engineer left, but between these 2 nukes, in combination, done a good job there. Just sustaining that pressure. Teal's still strong, but honestly, they can just contain him for now, which Eric is doing. Pink, blue, and red are just free to waltz in, clean up orange and green before they need to turn north. We see on the mini-map the MiGs for blue is up to 24, I think, by the looks of it. 6x4, that's correct. He's using them in this battle. Green managing to get a bunch of rockets out that are just really annoying when you can't run them over and you don't have like V2s or mammoths. As we see some V2 support, there we go. Really should just be killing those barracks so that they can't spawn there. Then he can move on. Some combined arms happening here. Green's got a barracks that's gone invisible from a crate. Pretty sure it stays like that for the entire game. As we just see now, volleys of V2s just flying in from the north. Green selling. Orange largely done. Red, absolute huge army now. It's heading north. Purple's been able to sustain that pressure here. He's just been engaging Teal, keeping him busy, rolling him back. And now with Red in behind, it is just a matter of time. Couple of V2s onto the rockets there. Good move. Chrono's just occurred. Don't know where that's landed. Trying to see that on the map.
Unit ready.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Building. Unit
Yes, sir.
ready.
Not sure. Nuke's just gone off somewhere over here next to Red. So he's put that war factory down to Red and he's taken a bit out. So you can imagine 2 or 3 nukes in that area would take all of these buildings out. Oh, there we go. There's the chrono. Teal's gotten this V2 over. If he was watching, he'd be firing here and be able to, these two, take them down. But really, it's too little too late. Meg's inbound. So he's got an MCV back. Don't know if he's moved that from down here. He's repaired it. Ogun did go the service depot, but it was on tech level 8, so you can't build MCVs. So I assume he's done that just to repair his air. Because he did use a bunch of it over here. He's gone in. So he's used his V2 here to snipe whatever engineers were remaining. He's sent his air in, nearly gotten the thing. Pink's reacting now, sending some rockets and an engineer down. So things were a little bit different. Had Team 1 managed to get onto that MCV, they might have done more, but yeah, Teal's quit now. Orange MCV's been found. Selling those off. Green still has this building up north. There we go, orange is out. So they can't see that, so they're just pinging each other. Although Eric's turned around there just before finding it, but looks like Green's now quit. Yeah. Not a bad game. Bit one-directional. Was really only ever Team 2 pushing. Some good plays there from Ogun, though, trying to push back on Red. Red's MCV was vulnerable. They nearly got it twice. Had they managed to achieve that, that may have changed the complexion of the game, but they weren't, and Team 2 was just able to roll through the middle.